So, guys, it is no longer news that Tinubu introduced a friend that Nigerians have been wondering how come both of them became classmates, seeing the date difference. I mean, the difference in their date of birth. Now, Atiku is dragging Tinubu. Honestly, Nigerians have been reacting that the fraudulent kind of people surrounding the Tinubu's administration is something that calls for questioning. I'm just going to allow you to take a look at how Arise TV analyzed this headline of Atiku calling out Tinubu over the classmate he introduced to Nigerians, whom he said that the State University in Chicago will be very proud of them, that they are doing well. Take your time and watch this video. Let me know your thoughts in the comment section below. Now take a look.
Well, all right. Play too much. Well, good morning to you, viewers. Let's begin what's trending. Vice President Atiku Abubakar has challenged President Bola Ahmed Tinubu's assertion that Belarusian businessman Alexander Zygmunt, who introduced to Nigerians during the launch of his renewed Hope agricultural mechanization program on Monday, was his schoolmate at a Chicago university. Tinubu had referred to Zygmunt as his neighbor and schoolmate in Chicago. However, Atiku's media office countered the president's claim, stating that Zygmunt was born in 1966, which would have made him only 13 years old in 1979 when Tinubu claimed to have graduated from the university. Atiku's statement questioned the credibility of Tinubu's claim and also raised concerns about Zygmunt's alleged involvement in questionable transactions in Africa, citing international media reports. Well, Atiku's media aide released this press statement on Paul Ibe's Twitter account, and I'll read an excerpt of the statement. They wrote, "Are we now to believe that the Guinness Book of Records missed the story of a 13-year-old Belarusian prodigy graduating from an American university alongside Bola Ahmed Tinubu? Even more troubling is the president's casual association with a man whose international reputation is mired in scandal. This leads us to ask, with the solemn weight of patriotism and the urgency of truth, Mr. President, Nigerians deserve to know why a man born in 1966 is being paraded as your classmate who graduated in 1979. Were you taught in the same classroom or in different decades? Well, in the meantime, Zygmunt made headlines in African media in 2021 after being detained for 12 days in the Democratic Republic of Congo. Zygmunt's Dubai-based company, Aftrade DMCC, specified that the reason for the incident was allegations of arms dealing, which Zygmunt strongly denied. Zygmunt's lawyers stated that the arrest in the DRC was politically motivated and that ultimately he was cleared of any wrongdoing by DRC authorities. Well, here's a press conference he granted after the incident.
We became huge victims of wrong information supplied from somewhere to the security services of Democratic Republic of Congo about our arms dealing or about some other accusations. And we came to a situation that without explanation, so in detention center, we spent almost 12 days without any phone connection. So they cross-checking us because of this information that we became victims of this wrong, totally shocked information that was distributed in the mass media about us. So after all these ways that we get through in the detention center, after all cross-checking and all questions that was done, it was prepared a big report that we are totally cleared by 4 security agencies of Democratic Republic of Congo, that we don't have nothing to do with any arm trafficking, that we don't have nothing to do with any training activity, that we are legal agricultural businessmen that came for agriculture and mining projects like we do in many other African countries to Democratic Republic of Congo. When they finalize their cross-checking and all security questions and all these procedures, we were released today in the morning with a full explanation that it was totally cleared by all agencies of security of Democratic Republic of Congo. And we are welcome to do any business in Democratic Republic of Congo if you want, because now we're fully cleared and these victims of wrong information is totally taken out from us. And we are ready to be investors in Congo and we are welcome. This is what's the message when they release us finally today.
All right. right. I thought it was important to play this video. This was back in 2021. I guess that's the response to the Atiku media team who has questioned his dealings in Africa. He said that he was, arrested wrongfully and that he was cleared of any wrongdoing. Yes. So, but also the question about his attendance at the Chicago School University. I don't know if it was Chicago State University that Tinubu said, but he just said a university, correct? In Chicago. I don't know if it's the actual...
No, it said schoolmates.
Schoolmates, but at where? Did he say CSU? Or did he say at a university in Chicago?
No,
that's the question.
Just said schoolmates.
Schoolmates,
So what's the university that...
We don't know now. That's why we're asking.
You don't know the university your president...
No, I know he went to Chicago, but he can go to multiple... I'm not defending anybody here.
Okay.
I'm just asking about facts. Okay. And, empirical facts. So, the cable did the Lord's work. They actually did a fact check. And, this is what they posted. This is from the cable. They said that Zygmunt, while speaking with Day Night TV, reportedly said that he was born on November 26, 1966 in Minsk. That's the capital of Belarus. This means he will be 59 years old by November 2025. In the interview, he was quoted as saying he earned a bachelor's degree from the Belarusian National Polytechnic University, where he studied in the Faculty of Robotics and Robotics Systems between 1985 and 1989. And he added that he studied business marketing at the University of Illinois, Chicago, in the United States. From 1991 to 1995, he equally received a master's degree from the university, that's University of Illinois in Chicago. He also said he once served in the Soviet Army from 1983 to 1985. This was, a video that, Cable had fact-checked. I just got some excerpts from that video, and these were from Zygmunt himself. So again, the question is, what university was the president talking about? Because Zygmunt has said with his own mouth that it was the University of Illinois, and we know that our president went to Chicago State University. Dr. Abati.
Okay. Well, I think that Polibe and his principal,
yes.
Waziri Adamawa Atiku Abubakar, they have partisan reasons to play politics with this, And I said yesterday, election season is over. We're running a government now, so we can focus on the running of government. I will not want to join anybody to call the president of Nigeria a liar. No. 2, let us stress the point that he said schoolmate and neighbor.
Yes, we stressed that.
He did not say they were classmates. He did not say, the president did not say he attended the same school with Alexander Zygmunt. Schoolmate.
What's the schoolmate?
No, he said university at the end of the video. He said
our
university. Let me tell you what he said.
But what's a schoolmate?
Hold on. He said
you just said he attended the same school, but he called it a school.
He didn't mention school.
Let me tell you what he said. Hold on, El-Rufai. Let me tell you what he said. He said that our university will be proud of us. So it was a university. It's not secondary school. Okay. It's not primary school. He said university.
Now says he attended University of Illinois, Chicago.
Exactly, good.
And what is in the public domain is about President Tinubu attending Chicago
Correct.
State University.
Those are the points.
So that's why, people will play politics with it. That the president of Nigeria probably does not know the university that he attended. So is it University of Illinois, Chicago, or Chicago State University? So that's why his political opponents would like to seize upon it. But as for Alexander Zygmunt, he's basically a businessman. Yes. He runs a group called AfriTrade. Now, the incident that occurred April 2021, he and 3 others were arrested in the Democratic Republic of Congo because they were labeled arms dealers.
Yes.
And they were said to be planning to organize a coup in the DRC. And he said, look, that was misinformation, disinformation. That he was just a businessman. He was going there to meet a foundation, Moise Kande Foundation. And he's also Zimbabwe's honorary consul in Belarus. So that's the source of his connection with Zimbabwe. There were no charges against him and the others. So you give him the benefit of the doubt. He was not charged. He was not tried. They were released after 2 weeks detention, 12 days, well, almost 2 weeks. So that is the story about that. Yes. I don't think we should hold that against him. The biggest office that anybody can possibly occupy, some people say, is to be a friend of the president. You'll be surprised. I've seen people in this country who will go and print a business card. They'll say friend of the president. And they say it's a very powerful position. However,
we know that.
What I said yesterday is that Mr. Zygmunt is helping with this Belarus connection, agriculture, training of persons, which is what he does.
Yes.
And he says he's involved in other African countries. What we're asking for is, what are the details? Was there transparency and accountability? Did he bid for it? Was it a competitive bidding? And, how is this going to be processed? Earlier this morning, we talked about agriculture. the Brazilians also investing about $1 billion in addition to $2.5 billion. And then we were saying, how do you process all of this? Technical management, administrative management, training, and would there be the involvement of states? Because the federal government of Nigeria does not own farmlands in the states. It's Zamfara, Niger, where you have Farmer Bago, and in Lagos, where you have Origin Tech Group, partnering with Governor Sanwo-Olu, who is 60 today, by the way. You know, so those are the questions we can raise. Let's focus on the issues. This matter of whether University of Illinois or Chicago State University or whatever. I made the point yesterday. You don't need a school certificate to be president of Nigeria. In fact, once you can speak English and you attend maybe a seminar in Umukwata, Delta State, you can be president of Nigeria.
Which is unfortunate. All right, Dr. Abati, we have to
Why
move
is it
on.
unfortunate?
It's unfortunate.
We have had presidents who could not produce primary school certificates.
What do you call it? Grade A people to rule us, like you always say. Anyways, at the end of the day, I believe that, the presidency will respond to the Atiku media aid. And of course, a lot of Nigerians who have asked what university the president was talking about. We'll take another story now. The interview granted by former governor of Kaduna State, El-Rufai, to Arise News on Monday, June 23rd, has been trending online, especially because he made strong criticisms against President Bola Ahmed Tinubu and his administration. Well, during the interview with Charles Anyogolo on Arise Prime Time, El-Rufai claimed that President Tinubu never really liked him and that they really did not get along. The former governor also took credit for Tinubu's emergence as president, asserting that he feels responsible for removing, in his words, urban bandits who want to destroy Nigeria. El-Rufai said a coalition party will send them packing and fix the country. He also claimed that the APC has 91% disapproval rating, which he termed the worst in Nigeria's history. Let's take a look before we take some reactions.
Bola Tinubu was never someone I was close to, even in the party, because in the party I was a Buhari boy. Bola has his boys, Buhari had his boys. We are Buharists, no apologies. So Bola Tinubu never really liked me. We never really got along. Is he perfect? No. Some people said Bola Tinubu is not his name. Nobody knows his birth date for sure. Nobody knows who his parents are for sure. There are all kinds of questions.
And that didn't bother you at the time?
It did bother me because I know my name, I know my parents, I know my birth date, I have classmates, okay? And there are no questions about whether I graduated from Ahmadu Bello University or not, okay? All those questions were there about about Tinubu. But for me, the question was, he was governor of Lagos, yes? How did he govern Lagos? He governed Lagos in a very inclusive manner. He had an Igbo guy as a commissioner. He had another Hausa man from Daura as one of his special advisors. In Lagos, in 1999, that was almost unique. Nigerians are tired of the APC. We know that. We have polled that. There is 91% disapproval of this administration across the country. 91% disapproval. It's the worst in Nigeria's history. Everybody is saying we have a problem. This country is targeted for destruction by a collection of urban bandits. Let's come together, send them back home, and put this country back on track. I have no ambition, okay? I just feel that having contributed to bringing about this tragedy to Nigeria by contributing to the emergence of Bola Tinubu as president, I should contribute in my last lap, okay? Because I'm 65, I should be retiring. In my last lap, let me
You've got a long way to go.
Let me contribute towards removing this evil that I believe will destroy Nigeria if left unchecked.
Wow, El-Rufai. Well, the Director General of the National Institute for Cultural Orientation, Otumba Biodun Ajiboye, was on Arise Prime Time last night. He said El-Rufai should be disregarded because he's a time waster. Let's take a look.
Malam El-Rufai should be disregarded. He's a rabble-rouser. He's a rabble-rouser because, one, this was the Kaduna State that he ran for 8 years. He can't even go back there freely because the members of House of Assembly, they took a vote on his government and it was a vote of no confidence in his government. So what is his pride? Why does he think that the northern Nigeria will follow him in his dance of Makaba? Why does he think so? Why does he think that he controls the northern Nigeria? Who gave him that confidence that he's Mr. Right in Nigeria and what he says makes meaning? As far as Nigerians are concerned, Malam El-Rufai is a time waster. A man who has no understanding of loyalty, a man who has been publicly called a pathological liar, and he didn't even mind. He has no reputation. He's deficient in character. He's defective in behavior. All he knows is about himself.
Rufai is enough. Rufai has been screaming here. Wow, Ajiboye is special, really. But of course, like I said, that this interview has been trending. A lot of reactions, and I'll just take this one before we discuss. This is Easy, Mr. Easy. He wrote, El-Rufai, sir, were you able to fix the problem of insecurity in Kaduna when you were the governor? What you couldn't fix for 8 years, your predecessor did it in less than 2 years. Talk is cheap. Typical Niger politician. Meanwhile, the Kaduna state government released a press statement on Tuesday refuting claims made by El-Rufai that projects commissioned by President Bola Ahmed Tinubu in Kaduna were initiated by his administration. The statement clarifies that out of the 3 projects commissioned by the president, the Vocational Training and Skills Development Institute and the 100 CNG buses were fully initiated and completed by Governor Uba Sani's administration. The Bola Ahmed Tinubu Specialist Hospital, however, while conceived during a previous administration, was only 53% complete and lacked equipment when Governor Sani took office. The Sani administration prioritized and completed the hospital. The Kaduna state government emphasized that the achievements are verifiable and are part of Governor Uba Sani's commitment to good governance and development. Rufai, over to you.
Okay, let me address both sides in spirit of balance. Balenciaga.
Yes, always balance.
Yes. The same El-Rufai that President Tinubu went to Kaduna and said, I need you, El-Rufai. The same El-Rufai that led a consortium of governors and they said that the Supreme Court should prevail over Naira policy. Same El-Rufai. The same El-Rufai that helped Baba answer question in Chatham ass.
Exactly. Team sheep.
Baba called El-Rufai, he answer question, he shine.
Yes.
Nasiru, good one, Nasiru.
Yeah.
Same El-Rufai.
They were distributing questions.
Distributing question in the favor of team sheep. Nasiru pick one, he answer it.
Yes, I remember that.
The same El-Rufai that was front and center, moving everywhere, that I even heard that he was part of those that made the agenda and say, no, power must come to the south in the party. The same El-Rufai is malicious, is liar today. Please, the likes of the man that came to say that about El-Rufai, why didn't they say that about El-Rufai in February 2023? El-Rufai is a devil now, Abi. You see, that's why I don't take politicians seriously and I can't do politics. Oto, Timominu, I will always speak the truth and say it the way it is. On the flip side of it, let me now go to El-Rufai's part. If El-Rufai had been given minister, are we going to be hearing all of this?
Question.
If alignment and agenda, are we going to be seeing all of this? The same El-Rufai that went ahead and supported President Tinubu's candidacy and everything, even answer question for Tinubu, is not the one saying Tinubu is not competent again.
That's what he said.
The same El-Rufai that stood tall, that took a consortium of governors to face the minds of the CBN that time because of the Naira policy that they felt they were going to affect them. The same El-Rufai that went with Tinubu on the campaign and sold Tinubu to Nigerians and says this man is going to revolutionize things.
So I'm going to take you through some of the reactions on the social media. Like David Hundein's website talked about this headline of Tinubu introducing a wrong person as his classmate. Now, this is what David Hundein's website said. West African Weekly, which is run by David Hundein and some of his online colleagues. It says, two TSU classmates, Tinubu and Zikman, troubling criminal footprints in Africa. This is very powerful. You could hear how David Hundein, how he brought up this title. He said 2 Chicago State University classmates, Tinubu and Zikman, troubling criminal footprints in Africa. My God. I'm just going to take some of the reaction. This headline is too raw. I mean, it's really too raw. That's to tell you that Tinubu is not finding it easy this time. They are troubling criminal footprints in Africa. And this person said, I don't know what that man promised America, Africa, and UK, that they all are so quiet about him and his unscrupulous government. With all this, with all they did against Jonathan government, the conspiracy of silence is defending. We all know what they did to Jonathan. They did a lot. Jonathan, no wonder people are acknowledging him now. This person says Zikman graduated from the University of Illinois, Chicago, and not Chicago State University. Be guided. Yes, be guided. Then how come they became neighbors? How come they became classmates or whatever he says? And then this other person said, whenever you hear Tinubu, the suffix is crime. That's anytime you hear Tinubu, the next thing that that comes to mind is crime. This person said the Backman and cohorts. That's Tinubu, the Backman, and his group. The other person said, keep crying for 8 years. Jagaban is the president. If you are still angry, move to Ghana. This is coming from a Tinubu's supporter. But you can see what's happening in this country, honestly. Tinubu knows he has a bad name already out there, you know. He has a very bad name out there, which he's trying to clean. If you can remember, there was a time he gave money to lobbyists to help clean up his name. This is an opportunity for him to, you know, partner with the right people, talk to the right people, try to build real association, try to mingle with the right people. You've seen him in some of the international platforms when he goes for meeting. He stands alone. It's like everybody's isolating him because they are looking at him as somebody who has, you know, had drug dealing, who has forged certificate, who is said to have rigged the election. I mean, every bad thing you can think of, you know, is being linked to the person who is ruling Nigeria. No wonder we don't really have that trust out there. Businesses are afraid to come into Nigeria. Even though we have the population, we can't really attract investors. I think this really calls for worry. Anyway, I don't know what you make of this. Let me know your thoughts in the comment section below. Please don't forget to subscribe to the channel and turn on the notification bell. Thank you.